This is Jeopardy! Today's categories are constellations that should be renamed, minor league baseball parks, One Direction, gerrymandering, overpriced private colleges, and public transit history. J-Bahn, as the reigning champion, you start us. Okay, I'll take public transit history for 1000. This was the first American city to have an electrified elevated railway. J-Bahn, where is Chicago? No, the correct answer is Baltimore.
The next day.
Hello YouTube, I'm the J-Bahn and I'm currently in Baltimore at the intersection of Lexington and Gulfers. It's hard to imagine today, but before 1950, this was the starting point for Baltimore's elevated railway. So come along as I show you what the line was like and what happened to it. If you enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and vote on my channel poll, linked below, that will determine which video I do next. Now back to today's program. Our story begins in the early 1890s. Baltimore, like all big cities of this era, was seeing an explosion of new electric streetcar lines, operated by various different private companies. One such company, the Lake Roland Electric Railway, wanted to bring their streetcars into downtown from the north of the city. But there was a problem. All the north-south streets in downtown were already occupied by other streetcar lines. Except for one. Guilford Avenue, on the east side of downtown, was being used not by streetcars, but by the Pennsylvania Railroad to connect its main line, here, to Calvert Street Station, here. The solution? Build a viaduct to carry the streetcars above the railroad and the street. The Guilford Avenue Elevated opened in 1893. The first electrified elevated railway in America, beating out the West Side Elevated in Chicago by 2 years. Now we have some context. It's time for a walking tour along the route of the former elevated railway. We'll begin at the former south end of the viaduct north of Lexington Street. Here, the streetcars climbed onto the elevated and crossed Saratoga Street. This is Guilford and Saratoga today. The east side of the street has been bulldozed for a parking lot and garage. On the other hand, a new apartment building has gone up here too, and the city has installed bus lanes for the yellow route of the CityLink frequent bus network. 1 block further north, the streetcars stopped at an elevated station at Pleasant Street. As shown by this map, this was one of 3 stations on the elevated. The other 2 were at Center Street and Madison Street. These overhead views were taken from the Orleans Street Bridge, which is still here today, though the views from the top are quite different. This is also the location of the aforementioned Calvert Street Station. Closed in 1948, it was soon demolished to make way for the new Baltimore Sun newspaper offices. Today, it is the site of Mercy Hospital. The elevated would soon go the way of Calvert Street Station. As we approach the location of the second station, Center Street, we can see what has taken the place of the elevated. The irony is, the elevated is still here, just in the form of the highway. Today, the east side of Guilford Avenue abuts the Jones Falls Expressway, part of Interstate 83. With the highway here, this is an extremely pleasant place to be. Unbearably loud, devoid of any human activity, only useful as a makeshift parking lot. The other side of the highway is even worse. Cut off from downtown, it's just detention facilities and a sea of parking. Go figure. No one wants a big highway standing between their home and downtown. We're now approaching Madison Street, the location of the third and final station on the L. At this point, Guilford Avenue begins to climb out of the Jones Falls Valley, while I-83 and, in the past, the Pennsylvania Railroad continued in the valley. Hence, this was where the elevated ended, as the streetcars could return to mixed traffic. Ultimately, the elevated was nothing more than an anomaly in Baltimore's streetcar history, more a glorified overpass than a rapid transit line. And so, as Baltimore streetcars were replaced with buses after World War II, the need for the elevated disappeared. It was closed in 1950 and demolished soon after. As we come to the end of our tour, we get a glimpse into what this area used to be like, a neighborhood of compact row houses with human-scale side streets. These are the foundations we need to build upon to create a better future for the city of Baltimore. One way we can move toward that future is to get rid of the Jones Falls Expressway. It cuts a deep scar through many parts of the city. This includes dividing Penn Station from downtown. And for all the damage it does to the city, this highway is pretty useless, since it just dead ends in downtown. Moreover, the JFX is paralleled the entire way by the Baltimore light rail. Tearing down the freeway would be a big boost for transit and would unlock huge swathes of land for urban regeneration. Even better, this highway is controlled by the city of Baltimore, so the state and federal government would have less power to block the project. I'll talk more about the Jones Falls Expressway in another video, but for now, if you want more content on Baltimore Transit, check out the channel Friendly Photog and his fantastic fantasy transit map for the city. Before I end the video, I want to acknowledge that the historical footage for this video is from the DVD Carvey Davis's Baltimore Streetcar Films, which provides an excellent look at the twilight days of the Baltimore streetcar system in the 1940s and 50s. You can pick it up online, I'll leave a link to it in the description. Thanks for watching. This is the end of the line for the J-Bahn today. Come ride with us again when we release new content.